Greetings and welcome back to Switch2Linux for another earlier morning podcast or stream or whatever world we call these things. Well, it's early morning, but, 12:30, that's pretty early. But anyway, it's friendly to you guys across the pond over there, so I wanted to come on in and say greetings. Alice is first, hello there, and Joe Johnson is number 2. Hello, Alex. Piotr, is it Piotr? I don't know. Greetings, hello. Al Hasham Shaisher Nonik. I was first. I have reacted to the chat. All right. 3D Linux, hello there, 3D. Okay, I just logged in, and I have to notify the bell on the home page as well. All right. These companies knows more about us than we do. Does anyone here use ungoogled Chromium? I use Chromium. I don't know. Is there a specific difference between Chromium and ungoogled Chromium? It was on the list of YouTube videos shown to me. It might just be Chromium, because Chromium is, Google develops the Chrome browser, or the Chromium browser is the open source version. So technically that's kind of like the de-Googlified Chrome. So Chromium is de-Googlified Chrome that I know of. Yeah, googly. I need some googly eyes right here because, but yeah. Let's see. In Japan, they want to set up a system that monitors and rates the person, and if someone has bad points, they won't be able to pay online. They will be restricted. I don't want to pay online. That would be crazy. All right. YouTube sent me notification early. Very good. Hello, Zach and Lord Annex. How's it going there? All right. We'll see how long this lasts. I got a new phone. And it's wanting to reboot itself. Uh-oh. Hey, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master. What's up, homie? Okay. Good for me, dude. Wow. All right. Let's see. You guys using computers or smartphones? Of course, we are on a smartphone. There's my notch. Let's see. It's supposed to be one of those indestructible phones. Don't worry. The notch, it'll go away. Eventually you'll get sick of it. You'll get used to it, and it's going to go away. So, I believe I found a viable alternative to TeamViewer. Been using Real VNC. It's limited to 5 computers, but that's enough. I don't have many options since my ISP blocks port 22. Really? My ISP blocked port 22, I'd be out of a job. Especially when commenting in the chat. Let's see. Refresh YouTube. The tab bell will not highlight, nor the title will not appear. So I have to check back often. Using my phone because I'm about to go for a walk and don't want to miss out. All right. Welcome. All right. By 2020, China plans to give all of its 1.4 billion citizens a personal score. Yes. Yes, they are indeed trying to give everybody personal scores. They've already started. And as I commented here, there's an article last week. Apple actually gives trust scores to iPhones, too. If you ever get a chance, check it out. Know what you think. I'll think about it. Does it have a notch? Yes, it does. It's got a notch. We got a notch. Right there's a notch. Notches are the ugliest smartphone innovation since, well, smartphones. Yep. Boo. Boo. Are we booing the notch, or are we booing the channel? Or are you being scary? Ooh. It's getting close to Halloween, isn't it? A month off? I've been seeing stuff in the stores ever since, I don't know, like 4th of July, I think. I don't know. This craziness wasn't spread. Yeah. Not Apple fan. Let them pull all their notches if they want. Alright. Looks like ungoogled Chromium is not available. I thought booty tat. I did thought booty tat. Alright. Notches remind me of that ugly Band-Aid fad in the 2014s. What's the Band-Aid fad? I had an S5. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know. He looks so relaxed. Yeah, he is relaxed. Cobalt Linux, hello there. Greetings. Candy Andy. Andy's Candies. Tastes good. You change your name to Candy Andy. Nice. Cool. Let's see. It's at the top of the screen. It's my notch. That's my notch. On Google, Chromium is 100% open source. Chromium is not 100% open source. Okay. De-Googlified Chrome. All right, no notches, please. Oh my God, we have a notch. I've joined the dark side. Blasphemy. Yeah, the notches everywhere. It will kill you. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Uh-oh, life is over. Is that a response to the notch? All right. I can software destroy my notch. Hold on. Where's my software destroying notch? There we go. All right. We've done away with our notch. Let's go ahead and add our comments while we're at it. Phone can be hidden via software due to AMOLED screen. Yep. YouTube's been replacing my subscriptions and alerts with their recommendations since yesterday, making it harder to view my subscriptions. Yep. All I see is the YouTube crap that I have no care for. Yep. Wait, what? Trust scores for iPhones? Yep. I think it's kind of a global thing. I think what it is they're trying to crack down on people using real iPhones to send out spam text messages at spam factories. But I don't know. I need to look into it a little bit more. Lunduke is free again. Weird. Yes, Lunduke was set free. Trust scores for global citizens. No escape. Yep. I'm going to delete the comment. I like the comment except for the last word there. I'm going to delete the comment just because I keep the channel family friendly, man. All right. OMG, just saw the notch on the screen. Yep. So glad Lunduke is free again. Generally enjoy his content. Him, Matt Hartley, and this channel are most of the Linuxy. Very cool. Well, thank you. Thank you, Atone SB. I got to get on a call with him sometime. That'd be fun. I should reach out to him, see if we can do a combined or something. I don't know. Phase 1 development now over. All hail the Kitty Overlords. That's right, the Kitty Overlord. He's actually my handler. We're both I'm a new guy into the world of I'm a new reptilian alien. He's my handler. He's the guy that inducted me into the alien race. So it's Discord bot, which for some reason does notify me in the live streams, but YouTube does not. Wow. All right. How am I doing business-wise? Pretty crazy. I'm knocking a lot of the things I had off the chart, but I got a few other ones coming in, so I'm keeping myself busy, and that's for sure. I try and do 5 hours of work a day so I can spend the rest of the time on the channels and things. Sometimes I get a little bit more, sometimes I get a little bit less. It'd be good if I can get a few more hours in every now and again, but at the same time, I'm also launching a publishing company, and that takes some time and all sorts of other stuff, so... All right, well, with that being said, let's go ahead and chat in with our topic. So we are going to be talking about health data and insurance companies. There was an article that came out just yesterday on this from The Verge, and I thought it was a fascinating read through. And so this is a bell I've been ringing since I started this channel. And when I first, I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, I was starting to look into health trackers because I like to run, I like to get some exercise in, and I'm a data kind of guy, so I like keeping logs and things like that. And I would love to have any of these fitness type devices as long as they don't connect to a cloud server. I would be a customer of a fitness tracker that keeps all data locally, and I can plug it into a computer and port data over. So I decided to look into these. This is probably going back 2013, 2014 is when I was looking into these. And, of course, Fitbit was the big one. Garmin had one, numerous other branches. I started looking into all these, and every single one of these needed you to sign in with their app, log in, create an account, because of course it's taking all of the data, sending it via your phone through the phone's cellular connection up into their servers, then back down to wherever you want it, which means that those companies have a copy of all of your data. And ever since that, I've been saying, guys, what the final exit strategy, what if the exit strategy for Fitbit or for any of the other health tracking data, what if their exit strategy is to accumulate half or more of Americans' population's data, because that's the way fads run, and then just sell the company off to a health insurance company? And that's always been a big concern, because the thing is that health insurance companies, and realize that insurance companies are in business to make money. And if they fail at their task of determining if you are going to live or die, they lose money. They're banking on you either not dying or dying in some way, or if it's health insurance companies not getting sick or whatever else it happens to be. They're banking on this because when you have to collect on insurance, they are giving payouts. When you are not collecting on insurance and you're paying premiums, they are making profits. And so for them, it's all about the amount of data that you can collect on a person. And it actually turns out that a lot of the things, and I didn't know this before reading through this article, and I kind of want to get the book that they're talking about in here. So basically, all of the stuff that your doctor does when you go to your doctor's office, pretty much all of it was done because the health insurance companies required it to be done. And that was interesting. And so I read through this article, and this was quite fascinating. So let's go ahead and have a look at it. So again, this is from The Verge. It's called "What Happens When Life Insurance Companies Track Fitness Data." And subtitle, "It could be a win-win. It could cause privacy concerns." Yeah, there's no win-win here, but guys, okay? This is like you taking a credit card and using your credit card to get the little cash back. Oh, it's a win-win. I'm getting this. I'm putting everything on this credit card. I pay it off at the end of the month. Guys, the first month you don't pay that back, you have lost everything for the last 25 plus years that that credit card company has paid you in their little peanutly 1% cash back. I'd rather just go pay cash. Okay? These companies are brilliant at what they do. They are Gestapo at what they do. They have billions of dollars at what they do. You're not going to get the better hand of them. And this whole push to get your health data and port it over to life insurance and health insurance companies, all of this stuff benefits them. It doesn't benefit you. Now, they say your rates won't go up based upon this stuff, but they may go down. May. That's a key word. May go down. They may go up a lot next time because you're on a renewal period. Of course, you know, that would be like a health insurance type approach, which are kind of like car insurance, kind of renews every policy period and may or may not go up or down based upon things. You know, if you get 6 speeding tickets, your insurance is going to go way up on a vehicle insurance. If you're driving very few miles and you have an old car and you don't get into an accident and you barely drive anywhere at all and it's all local, you're going to pay lower rates than somebody who is a traveling salesman. You move into a college town like I live in, and you're going to be paying a little bit more than if you live in a place that, that is, full of a bunch of, maybe older or maybe middle-aged people, because they calculate for all these things. Well, health insurance companies are the same way. This is what the entire principle behind the Obamacare was. And that one thing that they did in that particular ruling, there was a lot I disagreed with in that ruling. But one of the good things is that it prevented insurance companies from saying you can't get insurance, or you have to pay, an arm and a leg. They just kind of evened it all out. So everybody started paying an arm and a leg. And, unless you were completely poverty stricken, and then you're exactly what the government wants you, destitute and reliant on the state for handouts. It was a no win for anybody. It was a win-win situation, to be clear. There was the health insurance companies won and the government won. The politicians won. The rest of us, we just got screwed here in America. All right. So what's going on? So last week, life insurance company John Hancock, put your John Hancock right here, announced that it would only sell so-called interactive policies that would allow customers to share fitness data in exchange for discounts. Though customers can opt out of the program, the 156-year-old company's decision, man, he's old, has created worry about privacy precedents and unintended consequences. And that is the key word there, precedents. Because once a company opens the floodgates, when a company opens the floodgates to allow this, it's going to start to saturate the market. I mean, come on. Do we have to have a horrible example of that? I mean, really, once a company opens the floodgates for a notch, all of a sudden everybody thinks the notch is the coolest thing. Let's have a notch. An end screen. Get rid of headphone jack. Oh my God. No. Precedents are a bad thing. Precedents are a bad thing, okay? And that's kind of the danger here. No, I tried to get rid of the notch. It didn't take. The notch, it didn't take. Die, notch, die. There it goes. Whew. All right. And so that's the concern, is that there's going to be privacy, there's going to be precedents about this stuff. Now every insurance goes, these guys are doing it. All right, let's all just jump on the bandwagon. And then before you know it, we only have a limited number of insurance companies, and they're all going to be like, yeah, we're going to collect more health data about you now. All right, so broadly speaking, interactive policy means the company receives extra data and then uses it to adjust premiums or give discounts, according to a spokesman from National Association of Insurance Commissioners. Oh boy, the National Association of Insurance Commissioners is on this. This is problematic, isn't it? All right. These policies are frequently used in the United Kingdom. I guess you guys are familiar with these. There's a... Get out. Thank you. All right. Apologies. These policies are frequent in the United Kingdom and are becoming more popular in health insurance with individual companies. But one of the most well-known examples comes from car insurance. So, like, Allstate is one of the ones that has a deal about installing the device in your car. And if you're a safe driver, you'll receive a discount in return. The question is, what do we mean by a safe driver? Who determines that? Is there an objective checklist, or is it subjectively up to the whim of your insurance adjuster, who may or may not be figuring out how to make a new car payment this month? All right. Of course, there's some discussion about this. So here's an article about how these guys work. And usually these work with an OBD2 reader, which, at least here in the United States, ever since 1996, every car manufactured since 1996 has to have one of these. Now, just a little side note, these will record those error codes. You can buy these devices online for like 20 bucks, not the tracking ones, but you can buy a US or a Bluetooth enabled device, and then you can link it to an open source Android app, and you can actually have a little computer in your device rather, so if there's a check engine light or something, you'll actually get a notice of what it actually is, and you can clear the code or look into it further on your device. But anyway, this thing, it's going to plug into this port. You basically plug this guy in here, the DriveWise, woohoo, and then what it's going to do is it's going to collect a lot of information, because basically the computer port enables you to, it'll determine, basically it can determine starts and stops. It can determine engine revs. It can determine, if the car is in good functioning condition, all this kind of stuff. The concern is that these can grab a lot of data, and then it's basically going to collect the stuff, and then when it reaches a Wi-Fi network, it's going to connect into a data dump. Okay, so the concern is that not only that, but I mean, the classic traditional ones may or may not have GPS enabled, but some of these are now starting to come out with GPS enabled, which means they can track everywhere you go. And that certainly is a concern. There's also no context in the data. I might slam on the gas and go through something because that's what I had to do to avoid an accident. I might have to slam on the brakes because that's what I have to do to avoid an accident. The machine only records the raw data. Ooh, this guy slams on the gas or slams on the brakes a lot. But there's no context surrounding the circumstance. And so the data in and of itself is not quite as useful because it just doesn't have the context behind it. And that's kind of the concern. So, of course, Pew comes out with a report looking at this and asks, is this worth it or not? And basically they said 45% say they would find the following trade-off of personal information for benefits to not be acceptable. So basically they had a series of things. If your insurance company is offering a discount to you if you agree to place a device in your car that allows monitoring of your driving speed and location. After the company collects your data, driving habits, it may offer you further discounts. And that's the key operative word here, may. They're collecting data either way. They may use it to adjust it down. They may use it to adjust it up during the next cycle. They just won't tell you that. They'll tell you some BS about, oh, there's accident incidences has gone up as a statistical average in your area, and that just means everyone's rates are going up. Because there's so many little criteria, they're not going to tell you why your rates don't go up, you know. Additional 37% said it would indeed be acceptable, while 16% say their decisions would depend on the circumstances. So basically, the majority of people are saying, I don't like the trade-off on these. In fact, you know, I know a guy that works as an Allstate agent. I might ask him what percentage of people he estimates actually use these. That'd be fascinating information to know. So there's a whole Pew Research article about this. We're not going to go through all of that. All right. So for insurers, it seems like a win-win, and it's a win-win for the insurer. It's not a win for you. It's a win-win. The company and the executives, it's a very good win-win. It's a win-win-lose because you're giving data that you can't revoke, you can't pull out, you can't rescind, you can't do any of that with. But that data is being stored and collected about you. Now, we're not talking about car data, which as much as I think that these car trackers are scary, I would not put one on my vehicle. If my insurance company required it, I'd pay more to go to a different company that didn't require it. Okay? The health data is infinitely worse. Infinitely worse. We've got to come to grips to this. All right. So they see it as a win-win for both customers and life insurance companies. Want the customers to live longer. So it's a win. No. It might be a win if I had one of these device trackers that I can monitor things and critique my exercise habits. It's not a win for me to take that data, package it up, and hand it to the insurance company. That's not a win for me. It's a win for me to have the data that's not connected to anybody's server. Okay, life insurance, let's see. The life insurance industry is the most logical setting for wellness. No, it's not. I would hope a doctor's office is a logical setting for wellness. I'm not sure it is, but anyway, the president and CEO, of course, that's what he thinks, yes. We have relationships with customers that average 20 years, and we make no bones about the fact we stand to benefit if our customers live longer. Yep. And that's what I said. And that's okay. They're in business to make some money. Sure. All right. I don't have any quibbles about that. This feature will likely bring healthier people to the company too, because people who are already active are more likely to be attracted to the opinion of discounts if they meet the predetermined goals. Okay. Now, and this is where we have an issue that it's better for me health-wise if I'm aware of this kind of stuff. But I mean, but just because I have a fitness tracker, does this intrinsically mean I'm healthier? Even if I'm exercising more, does it mean? No. Does the name Jim Fixx mean anything to any of you? Jim Fixx? Jim Fixx? Jim Fixx was the running advocate of the 70s. Run, run, run. He was running everywhere. This guy's the healthiest guy in the world, and he dropped dead of a heart attack at like 40. Guys, this stuff is not much of an indicator. In fact, slightly like overweight people who are moderately physically active have the longest general lifespans. Go figure. All right. At Hancock, customers can earn discounts in many ways, including taking online nutrition classes, going to the doctor, and of course, wearing a tracker and meeting predetermined fitness goals. The fitness option is compatible with most major trackers. Users receive a free Fitbit. Sounds like a win-win. Insurance company and Fitbit. And the policy has been very popular since it debuted in 2015. Now, what's the flip side? Well, we get to the point of the article where we're discussing the experts. They worry about privacy and liability. How much information is being shared? Who's responsible for verifying accuracy? And if the data shows a health problem like a heart arrhythmia, who is responsible? See, if the health insurance companies see this, even if they see early warning signs of it, they notice sleep patterns that are like consistent with early onset of heart disease, the insurance company may either jack up your rates or drop you altogether. Now, it depends. Are we talking about health insurance or like a term life? If you have like a term life company, once you buy the policy, it's set for place for the duration of term, which is usually a 20-year term. Okay. If we're talking about a health company, a health insurance company, these guys would see this data and this information, and they would, because your policy renews on certain term periods, they would jack things up if they see something like this, particularly if you haven't seen a doctor in a while. They might drop you altogether. Just like if you get into regular car accidents, your insurance company is likely just going to drop you because it's not worth it. There's no premium they can charge you that's going to be worth it for them. If they know you routinely get into an accident every 3 months that costs them, $30,000, okay, they'd have to charge you $30,000 a month for car insurance. It's just not tenable, so they'll just drop you. All right, so, and that's kind of the problem. Now, this brings us into the other thing. Are we talking about life insurance or are we talking about health insurance? But here's the factor. Most companies that sell one sell the other. They might be using this as a guise to get it in on the life insurance and then just passing it over to their health insurance sector. So that's kind of some of the things. Tingle stresses that customers choose how much data they share, and that's not really the case. And it won't share with third-party companies. So your wearable may track 6 things, but you might just want to share steps and calories. He says the minimum data shared seems to be steps taken. He points out that life insurance companies are already privy to much more sensitive data anyway, such as medical files and doctor's notes. There's a good reason I don't really go to the doctor much. All right, but here's the thing, right? Looking at that, they're already privy to much more sensitive data. This right here, this is the same argument. People say, well, I have nothing to hide. You know what that is? There is a term for that. It's called the rollover and play dead. Oh, you already know what I'm searching for. Okay, you can have it all. You already have a lot of this information. You can have everything else. It's rollover and it's play dead, and we need to wake up to that. We need to wake up to that. Stop rolling over and playing dead. It doesn't benefit you. It doesn't benefit them. It doesn't benefit any of us. The additional data elements we're talking about, things like steps taken, or whether you took an online nutrition course, is pretty small and inconsequential. It's okay. Roll over and play dead, buddy. Give us the rest of it. We got everything. Guys, this is like the selfish ledger from Google. What data point are we missing? We're missing their weight. Let's show him a bunch of scales. Dude, he's not buying the scales. All right, manufacture one that he's going to buy. Ooh, I like that scale now. Ooh, I'm a Star Wars junkie. It's got a Star Wars logo. I got to buy it now. Oh, Lord, help us. And then they'll get the data that they want. There's also a question of method. Many fitness trackers do not accurately measure heart rate, which can backfire when it comes to weight loss. Heart rate and weight loss don't have anything to do with each other. Easy enough to cheat with fitness devices, but John Hancock isn't worried about that either. These programs are going to be in place for an average of 20 years and oftentimes longer. And while people might figure out a way to get more steps in the short term, people aren't going to do that for 2 decades. It's kind of telling, isn't it? We're going to get to the bottom of you no matter what. Though the program is optional, experts worry it will change down the line, and that is the precedent setting point. Once every insurance company has it as optional, then one of them will go, let's make it required. And then when they make it required, there'll be the initial backlash, and it'll calm down, and then everyone else will silently make it required. Before we know it, we'll have telescreens, we'll have GPS trackers and other sorts of devices. We may as well just biometrically implant these things because they're required, and let's just go ahead and do it. Let's just go ahead and put the mark of the beast on their hand or on their forehead now so they can engage in commerce in our cashless, perfect society. No, thank you. All right, though the program is optional, experts worry it won't that'll change down the line. At this stage, they're saying it's voluntary and Kavalkian? Okay. He served on Ontario's Information and Privacy Commissioner until 2014, told CBC, "My gut says over time it's not going to be voluntary, or it will be less voluntary, or there will be consequences for not doing it. Like you'll pay higher premiums because you're not willing to share the data." And that's really going to be the first step. Okay, it's going to start, we may lower your rate if you give us this data. Then it's going to shift to, you're going to get higher rates if you don't give us this data, and then it's just going to be mandatory. And then there's going to mandatory use the stuff to set your rates. And by the way, it's all a fabrication anyway. And we'll get into some of that in a bit here. All right. Like you'll pay higher premiums because you're not willing to share the data. That's what disturbs me. For this part, Tingle stresses it's important the customer has total choice about whether to participate. Tingle, would you put that in a contract for the next 500 years, unchangeable by any future person in the company, and unchangeable if there's ever a buyout? Put that in documentation for the next 500 years. That cannot change. We'll think about it. I'm sick of these companies saying, oh, but it's completely optional. It's completely optional now. I've read your terms and conditions. You can change it at any time without notifying me. Tingle needs to go tinkle. Another worry is it will fundamentally change how we measure our lives. Now, this is the part that gets interesting. I want to look for this book, How Our Days Became Numbered, The Risk and Rise of the Statistical Individual. Or we need to parody it, The Sadistical Individual. Anyway, so this author here, Dan Boak, he is a historian at Collegiate University, or Colgate University. I wonder if they make toothpaste. He studies bureaucracy and quantification. So at the turn of the 20th century, he explains, corrupt practices, go figure, tarnished the reputation of U.S. life insurers. As a result, many, including Metropolitan Life, responded by developing and instituting life extension programs to seem more philanthropic. Ooh, we're going to extend your life. These companies took techniques developed for assessing life insurance risk, annual medical examinations, blood pressure measurements, and height weight tables, and made them standard parts of our lives. Some historians have shown that most doctors don't even have scales in their offices until they're required to by life insurance companies. Before this era, most people are only getting a health examination if they're buying life insurance, out of a seeming moment of weakness. When the when companies were under political pressure, they developed new forms of power in terms of shaping how we think about our bodies. Now, speaking of shape of our bodies, this is a wonderful segue before we finish this article to look at another thing, obesity levels. So, of course, you may have seen these charts over the years looking at obesity levels, and oh my God, we're becoming these monstrous beasts. Well, a lot of this actually, what happened is somewhere around here, the definition of what is obese changed by a shifting of the definition of BMI. So if you are my age or older, you will remember calipers. Gym class calipers, which they probably did away with this method because it did require making measurements in some places that were probably uncomfortable for some people. So these calipers, they were used to measure how much skin versus fat. So like one of them was right here. You'd take your calipers and you'd measure this distance. And then you do that in 7 places. So you'd grab like your love handle type areas. You'd grab a spot on your inner thigh. I think there were like 5 or 7 points. You would grab these calipers and you would make these measurements. And then you would add this into a table and then look it up on some chart and it would tell you your BMI. Because that measured for things like how much fat do you have? Fat versus muscle, things like that. Well, what happened is around the 2000s or so, right when this obesity epidemic shot through the roof, there was a radical change in how we determined BMI because that was too difficult to measure and it gave us really good, accurate data, but it just became a problem of how do you actually measure it. And so BMI was changed around that time to be measured as only your height as a ratio of your weight. This led to fascinating things like Michael Jordan is obese. Did you know that? Because Michael Jordan, I don't know how he is now, but at his prime, very muscular. People who are very muscular, who by the old system would have a very healthy BMI because they have muscle and nearly no fat, that entire principle was thrown out. Now it is exclusively a ratio of your height and your weight. And with that, a whole lot of people who have very good BMIs now have very bad BMIs because they have a lot of muscle on their body. BMI, since they changed their definition, is a useless measure. Yet it is still the #1 measure that they use to determine whether you are underweight, healthy weight, overweight, obese, or class 3 obese. In which case, okay, the health insurance companies will look at you and charge you rates based upon this, which is a completely faulty calculation. They also ask when you're getting insurance, have you lost weight recently? They don't ask you, have you gone on a diet, begun to exercise, and gone in a healthy direction? No, they just look at any weight loss as being detrimental. There's no thinking. It's all ones and zeros. It's all just data points. This is a sham. And the modern measurement of BMI doesn't mean much of anything. That's how it happened. So, and guess what? It was the insurance companies that pushed this because they could simply take two numbers. How much do you weigh? Easily assessed by the doctor's office. How tall are you? Easily assessed by the doctor's office. Those two things allows them to throw it in and automatically determine without seeing your body, are you healthy or are you not healthy based on your BMI? Because if you work out, if you get rid of your fat, if you have a lot more muscle, you are in peak physical shape, you're obese. Medical examinations and screeners certainly seem useful, but they also have made many people think they were unhealthy at moments that they weren't, and sacrifice a great deal of human individuality, he says. For example, many doctors now argue we use too many medical tests, and the doctors are forced to do this by the hospitals. More money, more money. And researchers have long argued that acceptable knowledge about height and weight tables and obesity are wrong. That's exactly right. Frankly, acceptable knowledge about what's healthy eating is completely wrong. Low-fat food is toxic to you. Need to eat more real fat. Saturated animal fat. That's the healthy stuff. Okay, my concern is that you give this power to someone who is giving you life insurance, and life insurance is a crucial means of protecting you and your family against unforeseen accidents. Then they get to decide what your healthy life looks like, even if we decide that's not how a healthy life should look like, he says. They impose and flatten a variety of ways on what is acceptable to be healthy. I can only imagine that certain types of yoga may not work well with an activity tracker. Yeah, there you go. That's true. All right, so what do you guys think about all this? Let's have a look at some comments, and we'll hang out until we get to the bottom of these feeds. Where was I? There I was. Okay, I knew I had gone behind the paywall, but I didn't know he came back. Yep. Your health data is sucked up into the cloud via Windows 10. Yep. Right, Kitty? Is your health data being sucked up in the cloud? Your health data being sucked up in the cloud? What do you think? Yeah? Here you go. Men in Black. Oh, Medical Insurance Bureau. I'm sorry. I thought that we were talking about aliens were showing up. Health score, tied to your trust score, tied to your credit score. Yep. That's right. They'll determine if you're a suitable human being or if you're a piece of trash. Unfortunately, a suitable human being is a person who is in debt, chronically ill. I mean, really, To have a good credit score, you got to be in debt. You got to be borrowing money constantly. You got to be playing kissy face with a bank, giving them all that and paying a whole lot of payments. Otherwise, you're a financial deadbeat. Think about that. You pay cash for things, you're a financial deadbeat. How exciting. Brought up by Pentecostal psychopaths, but that never made me one. Ooh, I'm sorry. Okay, my experience is the less you give your health insurance company, the less you pay. Yes, and that is very true. Insurance is a current form of U.S. is a massive scam. Healthcare would be better and morally handled by the more morally handled by the free market. Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I mean, it was pretty much all free market about the time that that Obamacare took over and added some of that, but it's bad either way. Discombobulated the brain matrix. Uh-oh. Okay. What it's worth, I believe Essential Phone was the first phone with a notch, albeit a smaller one. They all developed phones with notches around the same time. Apple just got the most hype. Essential Phone might have done it first, but Apple was the one that pushed it to everyone else. You know, Samsung and all the other guys, they're not going to copy the Essential Phone. They have traditionally copied Apple. Okay. I drive without insurance. Can't afford it. Well, in the United States, it's law. If you're driving, you have to have insurance. Gotta get running. Well, see you later, Tom. I think you left a while ago, but bye anyway. Bye in spirit. All right. Just because Apple has the most public hype doesn't mean the most hate for the design choice. Yeah. Jim Fix, LOL, jogger, yep. All insurance is a scam, pretty much. For every winner, there's a loser, but they're never going to tell you that. Yep. Also cannot stop you traveling. It's an inalienable right. Tinfoil hat time. Taxes and, yeah, taxes, 40%. Taxes and insurance, 40% of income, yep. Hello, Linux Daily. I'm not sure when you jumped on, so I don't know how late you were. Right now, I'm 43 minutes in, but it depends on how long you got here. I don't pay gas or electric either. I bought my own meters. What? Peaked at about 50K a year 30 years ago. A couple layoffs tumbled me back to the bottom of my mid-50s 10 years ago. Wow. Hey, don't be... No, it's not time for your kitty treats yet, kitty. You'll get your kitty treats, just not yet. Okay. No-brainer, win-win for nation as a whole and individuals. Also would put an end to monetization of health data. Toothpaste University. Yeah. Blame Diet Coke for obesity. Never put that stuff in your body. Yeah, actually, anything that tastes sweet but isn't really sugar is worse than actually just putting the sugar in your body. Yeah. In America, we love our overpaid middlemen who produce nothing, standing between us and healthcare. Yep. Essence, health insurance is like a big man in the middle attack in the public. Yep. Didn't realize earlier BMI was measured this way. Yep. Yeah, if you look up how the history of BMI. All right. Obamacare was actually Romney Care. It was handed the free market. America is only developed nation without a public option. Yeah. Not free market. I don't know if it was not free market during. There was a huge amount of regulation and subsidies. Talk. All right. Yeah. I mean, there's. The free market, not free market debate is certainly worthy of debate. I don't know. Toss might be on tomorrow. He's been sick with a cold, but doing better. All right, very good. Lots of auto insurance promos but have no car. Are we out of chats? Wow. Apparently I made it to the bottom of the chats. Let's go ahead and feed this kitty, and then we'll do a final call for comments. Oh, kitty, you know it's coming, right? You know it's coming, right? You know it's coming. Uh-oh, uh-oh, oh, it's kitty treats. I better move my coffee. He'll spill it. All right, buddy. All right. There you go. You need some kitty treats. You need some kitty treats. And we need some kitty paw. Put some... Hey, we're back. OBS just stopped. What's up, buddy? Where are you? Was that good? Was that good? You're like, you're gonna get out of here now, aren't you? No, that's it. You got 3. You got at least 3. You might. I think you might have snagged a 4th. You snagged more than you were supposed to, I think. That's okay. We love you anyway. Okay. Okay, let's see. Nearly everything wrong in our government is with all the corporations lobbying, bribing their way out, being properly regulated, then blaming the government for fallout of their bad actions. Hey, Thomas Holt, greetings. Once skipped phys ed class because I heard we had to climb a rope. Oh, did you guys get a chance to see the kitty treats? OBS couldn't handle the kitty treats. Did we miss the kitty treats? Greetings from Philippines. Anybody? Did we miss the kitty treats? We missed the kitty treats? Oh, God. All right, kitty. You get another one. Right here. There we are. Now we got more. There, you got like a lot of kitty treats today, buddy. Not see any treat action. We came back to you closing the bag. No. Oh, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Yep, he'll be fine, won't you? He'll be fine. I'll just give him fewer treats tonight. All right. All right. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this guy up. I'll be streaming tonight. I'm just going to do a kind of like a non-prepped, just a quick look at the new beta of the Linux Lite point release. Unless there's another distro that looks better, but we'll probably do point. We'll do that tonight, 6 o'clock Eastern time, and then on the Christian channel tonight we'll be streaming at 9 o'clock Eastern time. So you can keep an eye out for those. So thanks for coming along, guys, and we will catch you later.